Hi, welcome back to Waxing On, and today we're changing things up a little bit. Usually it's jazz, and this week we're going to have basically a whole week of classic rock. And today we're going to look at an album from the mid-'80s by Paul Simon. Now, I did have a couple of Paul Simon albums before, actually the Simon and Garfunkel albums. Main one being Bridge Over Troubled Waters. I mean, that was kind of their landmark album, one of the last few they put out. Then Paul Simon branched out on his own. Now, I did have a greatest hits, Paul Simon. Of course, it was on 8-track, so I don't have that with me tonight either, covering some of his earlier solo works. But I do have a classic Paul Simon here. And this is one from the mid-'80s, Paul Simon, Graceland. Now, the story goes that Paul was given a demo album with some South African street music on it. He went down to Johannesburg, absorbed all the influences, and created this album. Now, if you go onto Wikipedia, there is a lot of information, a lot of controversy about the album, a lot of controversy about Linda Ronstadt's involvement on the album. Again, when I heard it, I mean, that's, gosh, almost 40 years ago, I really wasn't into all the politics and all the backstories. I'm listening to it for the music. And myself being a instrumentalist, when I listen to songs, I tend to listen to the music more than the words. I know that probably people are just getting flipped over when I say that, but yeah, it's true. A lot of times I don't catch the words the first time, a couple times even I listen to it. And some of the songs, and this happens sometimes with some of Van Morrison's, I'm probably better off not knowing the words because I can't make any sense out of what he's putting together anyways, and it's just the sound and the delivery and the music that I catch first. And this album, to me, it was just a great album. It was a lot of fun. There were some great tunes, some great guests on it. It was certainly, again, a landmark album for him. He did really well, got a lot of attention. And if you want to find out about all the controversy, all the backstories, you're welcome to it. Go on, check out Wikipedia. There's a lot of information there. But here, we're just talking about the music, man. Right? A great album. I'll give you some idea now what's going on. A couple of big hits off the album. Diamonds on the Soles of Her Shoes. You may remember that one. And You Can Call Me Al. Now, again, if you go on the website, I mean, there's a pile of stuff there that'll go over all the, what this song was about, what was going on in his life when he wrote it. I mean, I'm not saying it's not important. I'm just saying when I'm listening to the album, that's not what I'm thinking about. Right? I'm enjoying the music. I'm enjoying how it makes me feel. I'm enjoying the beat to it. I'm enjoying the flow. I'm enjoying the delivery of the singer. All that backstory stuff. I mean, that's great. If you want to read it, go for it. Let's take a look at the album itself. On here, we've got a few guests. Paul Simon was a producer. So, again, you got the album he wanted out of here. Although he doesn't care a little credit to Phil Ramone as well. So we'll see what that has to do with it. But a lot of tunes are written by Paul Simon or co-written by Paul Simon. Boy in the Bubble. We've got, when we look on there, we've got a lot of songs. Graceland, Paul Simon. Again, another great tune. I Know What I Know, Gumboots, and Diamonds on the Soles of Her Shoes. Now, a lot of this is pretty traditional music. We got drums, we got bass, we got guitar, some pedal steel guitar in there, and we got some other rhythm instruments. When I get to Diamonds on the Soles of Her Shoes, we're getting into where he's starting to bring in some of the studio musicians. And if you've been watching the show for any length of time, you know the studio musicians are something I really am interested in. So we look at who he's got on here. First one that sticks out is tenor sax, Lenny Pickett. Now, Lenny Pickett was also part of the Saturday Night Live band, and if you watch Saturday Night at all, you'll know that Paul Simon has a real connection with Saturday Night Live. Hosted, performed a number of times on the show. We've also got trumpet Earl Gardner on there, alto sax Alex Foster, and this was recorded in New York at the Hit Factory. Now, on the flip side of the album, we started off with the You Can Call Me Al. And again, the Saturday Night connection. If you happen to watch the video for You Can Call Me Al, it features Chevy Chase. So, ties in there as well. This one, he's got an extended horn section in it, and again, it's some of the great players from New York City on here. When I go down to the trumpet section, we got John Faddis, Randy Becker, Lou Soloff, Alan Rubin. I mean, gosh, these are the, the first call lead players in New York City. Alan Rubin, part of the Blues Brothers Band, part of Saturday Night Live Band, John Faddis. I mean, he's called from everybody. Randy Brecker, the same thing. Lou Soloff, Blood, Sweat, and Tears, Gil Evans Orchestra, and first call for some of these studio jobs as well. Trombone, we got David Bergeron, another Blood, Sweat, and Tears alumni, and Alan Cassell. We got Penny Whistle on here with Morris Goldberg, and again, recorded at Hit Factory. So those two songs kind of stand out from the others by having the full band with it. And again, that was a real treat as well. And if you see or You Can Call Me Al, fun video. Okay, let's go back with a couple of the other tunes on here. We've got Under African Skies, Homeless, Crazy Love Volume 2, That Was Your Mother, and All Around the World, or A Myth of Fingerprints. Now, Paul Simon knows how to turn a phrase. He's got some great lyrics in here. This album, of course, comes with the lyrics, so I could read along with that as well. He knows how to turn the phrase. He knows how to sing phrases in a different way. Nothing's just bang, bang, bang. He kind of stretches them out. He fits them in. He's got a very distinctive style. And while I enjoyed some of his earlier work, to me, this is one of my favorites. I have it on hard copy. I have it digital download. Listen to it often. Linda Ronstadt also guesting on here. And again, you can read about that if you want to check out the Wikipedia page. But if you're just looking for some good music, some good Paul Simon, an interesting twist for him, I remember this in the 1980s, going back doing this African-influenced music, it was an excellent album from crossing those bridges as well. So it's Paul Simon, Graceland, our album for Monday. Check it out. Streaming networks, absolutely. Hard copies, probably a lot of those still out there. Digital downloads, well, I've got one. So lots of opportunity. Okay, that's it. Wednesday, we'll see you for another classic rock album. Hope you join us then. Till Wednesday, take care, stay safe. Thanks for stopping by.